What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Serie career mode. It is episode number 23, returns today on the back of the season opener. 3 new signings, 2 big ones as well, with the return of Zielinski and also Calafiori coming in from Villarreal. And we also signed one of those players that are homegrown and out of the Udinese Academy. So coming back today, mate, I'm so buzzing for today's episode because we've got the final week of the summer window. We're going to have the draw for the Champions League group stage, and there's more big games in the Serie as well. So loads of stuff to get through. Let's crack straight on. With just under 18 million euros in the budget, we are going to try and sign that final player that either came through the Udinese Academy or was signed at an early age to count towards the squad registration rules. Unfortunately, the one I want is the one I can't get. That is Mattia Compagnon. We got a week to wait anyway till the deadline day shuts. The window shuts, sorry, and deadline day is over. So before we worry about that, let's just dive into our first game today. It is Cagliari heading into this one here. Losing on the opening day to AC Milan at the San Siro, that was tough. So off to a losing start, and this year being asked to finish in the top 4 again. Well, if we are going to make it, for sure, I don't mind losing to San Siro or in Turin, but these are the games that need to be bankers. Look at our first win of the season here for Udinese. So if I can't get the target I want from Ferro Pisalo, to be fair, there are a couple of others that we could bring in, including one that's on the bench for Cagliari today. That's Jaco Bianco. Who came out of the Udinese Academy, now in his 30s. Again, he'd just be here for cover, really, but with Zamora possibly going to go, that wouldn't be a bad option, to be fair, as Georgi Gashi's given space. It's 2-2. What a start for this man. I've given him the number 10 for this season, and this guy off to a flyer. You know what I was thinking after last season? Is he going to be able to replicate the kind of form he showed all season? He was one of my players of the season last year. And already, I think the questions have been answered. One potential to be special, attacking mid to another, Profundi to Georgi, and Udinese take the early lead. Man, I love Georgi. I really do, as Eboselli wins it back. Profundi takes it himself. Easy save in the end with the weaker right foot. Not having much power behind the shot. Yeah, it's just brilliant, you know, the Super Gash bros. One went out to Germany for a year, the other one was thrown into the deep end here. And as Xhaka hits the crossbar, going in search of his first goal of the season, they've both taken different paths, but they're both lining up together for Udinese, not just in the Serie this year, but in the Champions League as well. I can't wait for the draw, man. I really can't. As Payera, our former midfielder, finds Suleimana, who we had in the Bournemouth career mode. Passes poor now, we get it away. And as we're still leading by 1, it's been a really fast start from Udinese. That second goal is coming. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. It's coming. Suleimana trying to get around Mandela Keita. And it's a good tackle there, and away we go. And right now, it's just all Udinese. That second goal is coming, and it is a return for Profundi. As goalkeepers are going to be broken until EAFC 25 comes out. Even so, returning the favour. Georgi Gashi set up by Profundi. Now he sets up Profundi 2-0. Easy. Come on, don't throw away the clean sheet. Yes, good save. Fatos, well in, mate. Love to get my number 1, his first clean sheet of the year. Last year, missed out on the Golden Glove. I think it was it 1 clean sheet he missed out on the Golden Glove by last season? It was very tight, I know that much. So I'd like him to start off with his first here in our first home game. With Calafiori coming in as well. We had the second best defensive record in the league last year. This year, I'm targeting best. There's Georgi, who's been brilliant in the first 2 games, and what a ball as well, as Eboselli gets his first goal of the season. Georgi Gashi, is there a better wonder kid in world football right now? He's absolutely bossing it. We've scored 4 goals to start this season off. Georgi Gashi has had a hand in all of them. 2 goals and 2 assists. Today, 2 assists and a goal in a 3-0 victory. Win the bankers, I believe, will be in the top 4 once again. It's the same philosophy we deployed in the Almeria career mode earlier this year. Don't worry about Real Madrid, Barca or Atletico, or in this case, don't worry about the Milan boys or Juve. Just win the bankers, and I guarantee that'll be enough to get us back in the top 4. And even though I did give him a contract extension last season, I mean, I've given him an extension every year since he's come back from season 1. I might actually have to give him another one, because his wages, they don't translate to his performances and his potential as well. So I'm probably going to give him a new deal once again. Same with his brother as well to keep him happy. But as deadline day is here, again, 18 million euros in the budget. Oh, big coming in for Oscar Dawley. Who's that from? Juve? No way. I wouldn't mind sending him to a European powerhouse outside of the nation, but not a division rival. Juve missed out on the top four at our expense last season. I have no business in making a Champions League rival stronger. Absolutely not, guys. And unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to give up on Mattia Compagnon. He's the one I wanted. But yeah, it's so frustrating when that happens. So basically, well, you might have just seen it there. When an AI club doesn't have enough depth, basically doesn't have enough players in that position where one of your transfer targets plays, it's impossible to sign them. Now, there is a slight workaround where you can kind of do it by basically... It's a long-winded workaround, doesn't always work. Basically, signing free agents in that position and then swapping them to that club in exchange for another player in a different position. And then, let's say we sign 3 CFs from free agents pool, swap them to Ferro Passalo for other players, and then he'll be able to be signed because they'd have enough players in that position. But it's a long-winded workaround and probably not one that's worth doing. Not for our budget right now. So with that being the case, I might just have to go and sign someone else. There's still a few players that are on there. We discussed Jacob Bianco in the last game as well. He actually wouldn't be a bad fit, to be fair, with Zamora likely to leave as well. But I would like someone a little bit younger. I don't know if Pizignaco counts, though. That's the thing. I don't know if this guy really counts towards the criteria. So essentially, the rule is, we discussed this in the last episode, the rule is any player under the age of 21 doesn't need to be registered for a European squad, Champions League, Conference League, or Europa League. So that means that, you know, the Gash Bros, for example, they're homegrown and trained at the club because they came through the academy. But because they're both 19, it means that we don't need to register them. But the players that are 21 or older, or is it 22 and older? I think it's 21 and older, that are homegrown and trained at the club, you need 4 of those players in your European squad registration. If you don't have them, you have to leave 4 vacant spots. So we've got 3 now. Perizan, coming back from now Monaco, Zielinski, and also the lad we signed as well, Magnino as well. And the rule is they have to have been signed either 18 years or younger or came through the youth setup and have been trained at the club for 3 years. So technically, Pizignaco, I looked this up, doesn't technically count because he was only there for, I think, 2 years, so 1 year lower. Maybe it was 1 year. But technically, I don't think he counts from what I've read. But I guess we could relax the rules a little bit. You know, it's career mode. There isn't even a rule. I'm just doing it for fun. I guess we could relax the rules a little bit in this case. We'll say 3 players that have got to be homegrown and trained, and you can have 1 that was just signed at a young enough age and only spent a year here. We'll relax the rules for the sake of career mode. To be fair, I might just go and sign another one as well because like we've got money, and what we need is depth. We just need bodies. We don't need a great deal of first team quality now. We've got enough of that, I would say, to compete. What we need are players. And you know I like to have 3 first-team goalkeepers anyway. Whoa, Ferro Passalo asking for a little bit more than I was expecting there. So I might just sign him for the backup role, and then just go and sign someone else anyway, just to make sure we definitely do meet the criteria for sure. So 2.85 mil, and there we go. To be fair, even if he doesn't count towards homegrown and trained the club, he's homegrown, trained the nation, and he's a decent young goalkeeper, to be fair, as well. Yeah, I mean, worst comes to worst. We have him for a year, and then we sell him next season for a profit. I mean, it really isn't like a big problem, let's be honest here. So, yeah, let's bring this guy in on $5,000 a week just to sit on the bench for, okay, a little bit more, just to sit on the bench for Fatos. He's a bit better than Perizan anyway, so again, even if he doesn't technically count towards the criteria, alright, fair enough, he's still a decent backup option anyway. So that's Pizignaco in, and it does help me a little bit with my OCD, because I like to have 3 goalkeepers in the first team anyway. And to be fair, again, he's not even a bad backup for Fatos, and still quite young as well. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We still got plenty of money remaining to bring in 1 or 2 more players for the squad. And I did want more squad depth anyway. What we'll do is we'll advance through to the final hour. If Compagnon is not available and he's the one we want, then we'll just get one of these guys here. and then we'll call it a day. I wouldn't mind bringing Simone Scuffet back, but the problem is he's now number 1 at Valencia. Would he take a backup goalkeeper role here? Well, he didn't the first time, so why would he the second? Is that a bid? No, it's not. So yeah, we'll advance through to the final hour. If he's not available, which I don't think he will be, to be fair, then we'll go for someone else. So 2 hours to go, and still unavailable, unfortunately. So that appears as though he is going to be off limits. With that being the case, like I said, we got other options on there anyway. This is the final chance. No, unfortunately not enough depth. So in that case, we'll go for one of these 3 here. We released Vivaldo, so I don't think I can bring him back. But you got Pontiso, Max Ryan Tyler at 1860 Munich, and also Battistella at Modena as well. We're already converting one player back to CV, so we won't need another. So between Pontiso and Battistella, this guy clearly the better option. 4 years younger, a rating higher, and again, he's probably not going to get much better than he is, but as a squad player, fills the quota. To be fair, 71 stamina, 74 long pass is quite nice as well. Just to come in and provide that cover, I'll bring him in. Thomas Battistella, let's bring him back. Yes, with the transfer fee and the wages being so low, it really doesn't make much of a difference, but we're bringing him back just to add to the criteria and also add to the squad depth as well, which was our main issue regardless. So really, it's a low-risk signing and a win-win, really. Not much negative to this at all. Welcome back to Udinese, Thomas Battistella. So again, still getting better. Still getting a little bit better. Reasonably versatile. I guess at that level, you got to be willing to play anywhere in order to get the game time. And again, he won't play much, but yeah, just here to fit out the squad, meet the criteria. And now we've officially got 4 if the goalkeeper doesn't count. There we go. So yeah, our budget now down to 13 mil. I mean, we might be able to make one more signing, to be fair, just for the squad. But what I really wanted was Companion, just because it'd be perfect. It'd be absolutely perfect. Not just because he's homegrown and trained, but because he's a centre-forward/striker. And as a third choice, that's the next area for us in terms of lack of depth. We've got Kawame, but that's it. And again, I could have brought back Vivaldo, but I just didn't really feel it would be right after we released him first. I might just save the money until January, with that being the case. Might just save the money till January. We've added to the squad depth. That was our main issue. No one else that can add any bit of quality to the team is available now that Dorgu's gone on to Sevilla. So with that being the case, I think we'll leave it there. 2 new players going on deadline day just for the squad, but we've now got the 4, we've now got the homegrown criteria here, and we've got the squad depth improved as well. You have to say, as a transfer window, working with a shoestring budget, I think we did probably the best we could, especially with the signings of Zielinski and Calafiori. So the top deals on deadline day. Wow, look at that, man. I've called him the best reader of the game in this year's FC, and to be fair, the past FIFA year too. Bastoni goes to Real Madrid, 158.2 million euros. Bremer is off to London, joining Arsenal for 78.2 mil, and Diogo Dalot has moved on from Dortmund to Girona. What an interesting career path for him. 67.6 million euros. Deadline day comes to an end. I'm happy with the squad. And now we're going to see... Oh, mate, I'm buzzing for this. I love it when you do an RTG. The first year you're in the Champions League. I always say there's milestones in an RTG. The first year you're in a Champions League and you see the draw for the first time. It's always a cool feeling. And here we go. Udinese in the Champions League group have been drawn against... Wait for it. Oh my god. It's the group of death. Real Madrid, the team that's won it more than any other team in history. Dortmund, last year's finalists in real life. And FC Porto as well. Winners back in 2004. Oh my goodness gracious me. And my apologies, they've actually won it twice. I always remember 2004 because it was the year of the underdog. They ended up beating AS Monaco in the final. I believe that was during the same year when Mourinho had his famous touchline run at Old Trafford. So I always remember 2004, but just looking it up, actually they won it back in 1987. I didn't know that, but it's 2 Champions League for Porto. So that's a group of death. That we're going to do so lucky to get through that. I tell you what, we'll do 2 more games. I will stop short of the trip to the Bernabeu away at Real Madrid. What an introduction for the newcomers, taking on the team that's won it more times than anyone else in their own backyard. Good luck, guys. Right, let's do 2 more then. Starting with this. To be fair, I never really get drawn in a group of deaths. It will be fun. Starting with this, final 2 games today. Salernitana away in Salerno. Forza Udinese. Yeah, occasionally I'll get like a kind European draw, and then occasionally I'll get like a, you know, an average European draw, I guess. But very rarely, to be fair, do I get drawn in like a ridiculously tough group. I will be honest there, as Christian Kwame and Lorenzo Luca gets his first goal of the season. It is true. I very rarely do have a group of death, so it will be fun, especially as I debut in the Champions League too. I think we'd have a chance at getting through it. Don't get me wrong. Like I wouldn't say write us off. You know, I mean Porto. Put it this way, Porto are a 4-star team. We're 4.5 star now, so you know we've surpassed Porto in terms of quality, if not prestige. But it's, you know, Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund to contend with. It's obviously going to be tough. Georgie, off the post. This dude to start the season off, man. He wants to smoke. He wants to smoke. Getting better and better year after year. Zielinski. Oh, yeah. First start since returning. First goal. Welcome back, Peter. Mentor. Meeting the registration rules, but also signed for the quality. What a goal. Mr. Zielinski. What a goal that is. And, you know, it is going to be hard to get him in the team. We've discussed this problem, but... listen, I'll find a way. I found a way for Gashi and Buffon to play together. So Zielinski, just another problem to solve. You know, we work the Gashi and Buffon thing to perfection. So with Zielinski, it'll just be the same thing. Just got to find room for him, and we will. Oh yes, Dorley, win him. It's got to be free. Easy money. Whoop! There we go. Oh yeah. Destruction in Salerno. First away day victory on the cards, and for Christian, well, I do want to give him a bit more game time this year. His goals to minute ratio was good last year, if not goals to game. Lorenzo Luca, no goals in the first 2. Kawame, 2 goals in half an hour. Foul. Just going to go for it. Ooh! That was not far off target, and James Trafford was so close to being the first goalkeeper to be beat from the halfway line since, well, technically season 1, but we don't really count it since FIFA 14. Even so, about as good of an away day performance as you are going to get. 3-0, all 3 in the first half, and then controlled in the second. Yeah, I'm ready for that group of death, man. We might be underdogs, but I still think we can get through that. Yep, let's do it. Third and final game today, and the final game before the trip to the Bernabeu, which we'll save for the episode opener next time out. I literally can't wait, honestly. And let's try and go into it on the back of 3 straight wins and 3 straight 3-0 wins as well. Lecce in Udine. Forza Udinese. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I would have included it in one of my segments in that last game, but I mean, yeah, you got to realise, like, Porto are a 4-star team, and I often say this, when you're doing an RTG, you got to remember, the team you are isn't the team you started off with. We're a 4.5-star Udinese side now, and as a young team, a developing team, I often talk about this, the team you have at the start of the season is not as good as the team you have at the end of the season, because you're a young team, it just gets better and better and better, so worth considering that. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, because it obviously isn't. We will be underdogs to make it through that group, even in second, let alone trying to top it. But, again, we're not a little Udinese anymore that are a mid-table Serie A side. We're a Champions League team, and a Champions League team on merit. Careful. Oh, wow. But if we go into that trip to the Bernabeu on the back of a 1-0 home loss to Lecce, I don't think we're going to give Carlo Ancelotti a restless night on Tuesday. Guys, it's Lecce, yeah? Come on, this should not be happening. This should not be happening. Lorenzo, no goals for you yet, son. All right, we're taking an assist instead. Simone drills it in, instant level. Pick the ball up though. Pick the ball up. Can you? If you can pick the ball up, mate, I really appreciate that. Come on, go on. Let's just. Okay, well that's not going to count double. Come on. Okay, well, never mind. Back on level terms now. Let's go and find a winner. To be fair to EA, like back in the day, you couldn't go and pick the ball up like that, and now you can. And even though sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it can be a little buggy like that. The majority of the time, the vast majority of the time, if you run to the ball, the player will pick it up. And I often say this, I'm fair with EA, when they've made a change to the game that makes it more immersive and realistic, like that, picking the ball up, give him some credit. Great save. Give him some credit, because it really makes the game feel a lot more immersive, you know. Anyway, still 1-1, but yeah, we've flipped the script here. Might have gone down early, but it's all Udinese right now. That second goal is coming. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Oh, come on, it's coming. I'm throwing a lot of bodies forward, and that is causing me a problem on the defensive end. Oh my goodness gracious me. Well, I said a third goal was coming, but it's not gone to the team you thought it would right before the break. Lecce back in front. There's me thinking this will be a nice, comfortable victory to go into that Real Madrid game. Enter Lecce. There's Profundi, says Gaffer, don't worry about it, son. Oh, he's hit the post, and Luca hits the bar. There's a collector's item. One shot hits the post, and the next kick hits the bar. I don't think I've ever done that before. That's a party trick. Unfortunately, we're still down by 1. Come on, it's been all Udinese. How on earth are we still trailing here, honestly? As Gashi plays a lovely through ball. Zielinski just couldn't find Luca. Come on, got to at least get a point here. Go on, funny win that. Oh, it's gone over his head. I know he's a little lad, but how did he flick that over his head like that? Oh, it's going to be free! Kurstovic makes it free. He said, as for not playing me enough in the Fulham career mode. Teisterlinger can't save you now, Doxy boy. Kurstovic dinks it over Gashi, and what a shock. Going into the Real Madrid game away in the Spanish capital on the back of a stunning 3-1 home loss to newly promoted Lecce. We are going to get embarrassed by Carlo Ancelotti. Stunned faces all around the Blue Energy Stadium because what was supposed to be a nice, comfortable, easy win in an exhibition warm-up to the Real Madrid game away at the Bernabeu for our Champions League debut has seen us embarrassed, losing 3-1 by newly promoted Lecce. How on earth are we supposed to get through the group of death if we can't beat Lecce at home and get played off the park in our own backyard by a newly promoted side? I've got no idea, but I'll do it for today's episode of the Serie Crema, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one. More big games in the Serie A, but definitely match days 1 and 2 and possibly 3 in the Champions League group of death, where we start off with the most decorated Champions League team of all time in their own backyard. I said it before and I'll say it again. Good luck. Much love, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode very soon.